Yo, what is going on guys, Hannish here, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the Doctrine of Passing, which is the Trials of Osiris auto rifle. As many of us know, there's some mixed opinions about this gun. A lot of people generally don't like it, and they aren't kind of the best archetype, especially of auto rifle with the high rate of fire and low impact, but we will give it a fair review like all of the other Trials of Osiris weapons. So let's start out with the perks first. So we have Fast Draw IS, which is kind of an iron sight, pretty nice actually on this gun, it's probably my favourite sight. And then we got Red Dot ORA, slightly improved optics and handling, and then OEG rifle scope for improved optics and range. That's your long range scope. And then we have persistence. The weapon grows more accurate the longer it is fired, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but I suppose on this weapon might be useful considering the time to kill is kind of long, so that's probably slightly helpful. We have extending magazine, small bore for increased range and stability with slower reload and magazine, and then we have brace frame for maximum stability, which I'm going with, and then we have rodeo, which reduces the severity of the weapon's recoil, which is probably kind of useful because there's a hell of a lot of recoil and instability on this weapon, although rodeo is not really the best perk to counter that. But anyway, so before I kind of give you my opinions of this weapon in general, I'll talk about the stats a little bit. So in some situations it does 16 critical damage, most of the time it's going to be 15 or 14. That's dependent on armor, and it's also because the range drop off on this weapon is incredibly high, so depending on your range the damage you do changes very dramatically with this gun, which is one of the disadvantages that it has. I mean, the time to kill is already pretty low and it takes a lot of kind of damage and a lot of time to kill someone, so that really is a disadvantage when any kind of range, despite the fact that you can't hit the target very well, all of the damage you can do is much lower, so that's a pretty big disadvantage. So it's a 77 rate of fire and 28 impact variety of auto rifle. So how is it to use? Well, I mean, the main problem with this gun is the archetype. I mean, firstly, auto rifles still aren't the most competitive thing inside of Destiny, and then auto rifles like this have always been fairly poor, just because their time to kill is the problem. I mean, with body shots right there, you can see it's quite hard to actually hit the headshots because of the rate of fire, the stability. It's pretty difficult to control, and then hitting headshots is pretty difficult, which reduces your time to kill again. So it's a bit of a nightmare. It has a lot of disadvantages, and against the meta weapons, the pulse rifles and everything like that, the flinch is very high on them and the damage is very high. You will lose no end of gunfights with this gun. It's basically a fact. I mean, it is kind of fun to use, but it's very frustrating. It's basically an assist machine, as you'll see in a lot of this gameplay right here. Even if you're playing well and being well positioned and not getting killed by the enemy, a lot of the damage you do will be just purely assist based. So that's what I think of it in PvP. It's not a brilliant weapon, but if you want to use it, it's kind of fun. However, in PvE, really, I'll talk about this in PvE because I think it has more PvE capacity than PvP capacity, really. But even then, it's pretty limited. So the only places I would really use this in PvE, it's fairly good if you're running missions or strikes where there's a lot of low-level adds. You can basically burn them. In close range, this thing does quite a lot of damage to most adds. Even majors, it will do a little bit of damage to as well, as long as you can persist, so to speak, which is funny because of the perk, which actually, that perk has got kind of more of a place in PvE with kind of melting higher level targets. So that's kind of an interesting thing about this weapon. It's not the worst gun you can use in PvE content, like, you know, strikes and missions and things like that. Even higher level stuff, but you know, I wouldn't try and use it in anything really serious like the raid. I can't really see a good place where this would stand out above anything else. I mean, the weapon basically never stands out above anything else. If you're wanting to use it, it's for fun. So that is my general opinions of the Doctrine of Passing. It's kind of a disappointment that Bungie used this archetype for this auto rifle. I, you know, would have preferred they had built something much more like the Summoner from the House of Wolves version. That would have been a lot more legitimate in PvP. But anyway, it's a fun weapon to use, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know down below what you guys think of this gun. Have you picked it up? Have you tried it? Have you tried anything similar? Or have you just straight up deleted it or infused it? Because I think a lot of people have. But if you are new to the channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button, drop a like and comment down below, and I will catch you guys very soon. Take it easy and peace out.